Okay, up on my bench next is a game called Avenger by Electra. It's not particularly rare and it's not particularly common. It's kind of just old, so you don't see them hardly ever anymore. But I think in the time they made quite a few of them. Not sure. But so this board, you'll notice, does not have a processor chip. It is the old Bronze Age all logic board. Schematics are available online. I think I've downloaded them. I'll have to print something out. But today I'm just going to clean up some wires that somebody added. They added some wires here for power and stuff. I also see that the edge connector has a couple of missing pads that need to be added, so I'll see if I can do that. Got a missing chip here. I'll put a socket there. But that's about it for now. I will plan on getting this running, hopefully. It's got some adjustments here. As I recall about this game, it's you're flying an airplane and you're shooting at another airplane. I think it's only one airplane at a time. It's very simple considering this doesn't have a processor. There's clouds that fly by and stuff like that, but just airplane versus airplane and clouds is basically all it is, you know. But at the time, it was pretty cool. I mean, nothing else compared to it as far as, you know, air combat. Anyway, so this is what I'm working on now. Let me get started on this cleanup and then I'll move forward. This is the back side of the board. We got a capacitor here that's not connected. I can see that it was connected there at one point and there. So somebody added this. I don't know if that's factory or not. But the edge connector on the back side looks reasonably good. Looks pretty good. These are very delicate pins though. On the front side, we've got one, which I just removed because I saw a piece of solder there and I was curious about it and it was just dangling, so it was going to come off anyway. So 1, 2, 3.5. 3.5 pads I'm going to need to add to this board. So I bought this stuff here. I'm going to try this. This is copper tape that has an adhesive back. So I'll cut it in half basically to make the right width for the pad. And then I'll tape it down and connect it with a small piece of wire. Let's see how that works. Okay, so I just cut off a little piece of that tape because as soon as you remove the wrapper from it, it just goes everywhere. So you need to tie it up with a zip tie or something to keep it from getting away from you. So I just cut that piece right down the middle. And it looks like the width is going to be adequate. It might be a little bit too much, but that's fine. I think it's going to be okay. It's about the same. So I'm going to be putting those down here, and across that one there, and also this one. So let me see how this works. This is supposed to be an adhesive back, so I'll remove the back of it and tape it on down there, and then I'll solder it up. All right, so I've got the new tape down. Cut it, like I said, in half, and then I just taped it down, and it's got an adhesive back that you have to peel away, kind of like, oh, I don't know, double-sided tape or something. And this conducts. This is copper. This is actually copper foil, so it does conduct very well. You'll notice that on this one and on this one, I just laid it over the trace going away. Now I can't do it with these because the traces are broken cleanly, but I'm going to add a jumper wire. I'll do that next. But by laying it on top of the trace, it conducts without having to solder it or anything. But I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of solder at the top just to make sure it stays conducting. You know what I mean? But if I can do this one-handed, I'll show you. I don't think I can do it. Basically, if I want to ohm out between there and the pad, see, that's conducting. It's just because it's laying on there. This conducts, and the adhesive on the back allows a conductive connection, apparently. So I'm just going to add a little bit of solder to the end of this and flow it over to the trace just to make sure it stays connected. All right, so here's what the edge connector ended up at. I couldn't be happier with this product. I mean, I think it's going to work great. You'll see I put a little solder to solder the wires to the holes, to the vias, or just to add a little solder to the trace that I overlaid the pads on. But this came out beautifully. Very nice. Couldn't be happier. But I got a problem. This is an oddball connector. This is a 50-pin connector. I don't have any 50-pin edge connectors. I have a 48 one, and it looks like the two on the end here aren't used and the two on the end on here aren't used. So why did they go with such an oddball? And then on the back, each end has triple pads. So there's 1, 2, 3 pads here and 3 pads here for looks like what is ground, or maybe one's ground in VCC. Let me figure that out. But anyway, it looks like if I took my 48 pin connector that I have, that I've never needed one before, I don't think. This is just some I had, you know, because I ended up with them off eBay or something. If I break the end off or wallow out one side of it to allow it to slide on, then this will work. This will work fine. I'm short one. You see, I'm going to be short one. So let me do that. Let me see if I can drill out one side and or something. I don't know if I'll basically make it where to slide onto this edge connector, and then I can start wiring up something. Well, it isn't going to win any beauty contests, but it's going to be functional. So I drilled out the side using a Dremel tool, and so let me slip it on here. Hold on a second. So it's going to go like that. CC is the far pin that's not ever going to be connected. It stops at BB on this side, and of course it starts at A on this side. It doesn't go completely on, but it goes on good enough for government work, I guess. So now I'm going to install a socket here and look around for things like this. Like, what the heck is that doing just dangling there? Try to figure that out. Anything that's obviously broke, I need to replace, and so let me do that now. Okay, so that axial capacitor that was here, it was 100 microfarad 25 volt. I replaced it with a radial 100 microfarad 35 volt. Should be fine. I'm noticing that I've got a couple of broken potentiometers. Let's see. This one's damaged. It's got to be replaced. This one's broke. It's got to be replaced. They're both 10. These are both 10K, I believe. Yeah. So I need two 10K pots, and I notice there's a component missing here. My guess is it's a resistor. I need to figure out on the schematics what that is, so I'll be figuring that out and installing that. The capacitor on the back side was installed. Let's see, where is it? Right there. He's smaller. His value's a little bit larger than what was there originally. It was a 103, and I didn't have one, so I put a 153. So it's 50% higher, but it's probably okay. It'll probably be fine. I don't even know what it is. I'm assuming it's something to do with audio. I'm missing a chip here. I'm missing the chip that I just put a socket in. I think this is a F9001. I think. I'll have to look that up in the schematic. And this, I think, is going to be a PROM. I think I'm missing a PROM, so I need to look up, see what size it is, and see if I've got the code for that. That's about it. Once I install the resistor and the missing chips, I should be able to start putting power to this and seeing if I get anything. So anyway, let me replace. I can still replace the 10K pots now and be done with that. So let me get that done. All right, so I've got these two pots replaced. That one, you can see, just fell apart. Now this one was separated, and I pushed it back together, and it seems okay. I mean, it ohms out and everything, but because I found it separated, I went ahead and replaced it. I put these types of pots in there. They're not as much power, but I don't think these are power applications. I think they're just audio tweaking type things. So these should be fine. Everything has been done, except I still haven't got that chip or know what that is. And I don't know what this is. I got to look it up on the schematic. But that's going to be it for tonight, because it's starting to get late. And we're getting real close to start wiring up a test connector. I guess I'll do that tomorrow if I have time. Not quite done yet. I was searching around the board looking for the crystal, and that's where it goes. And you can see it's been broken off. So I need to take that out and clean it and find the crystal value. Hopefully it's that 14.3 whatever megahertz. And which was very common back then. Hopefully that's what it is, and I can install it right there.